What's up, guys? This is Matt, and we're back with a price action review today. Was a little bit frustrated today, to be honest, because directionally I had a high probability play and just failed to capitalize on it. I got taken out because I got in a little early, and it is what it is, though, So not much you can do. Just got to learn and grow. And again, it's like I'm not trying to be or pretend like I'm right every time or that I'm perfect, but this is just a part of it. So hopefully you guys get something out of it, and we can see where I went wrong, and hopefully that aids in your decision as well, or your future decisions to say, okay, he was wrong here. Okay, maybe I can extract some sort of lesson from that, So yeah, so this was dollar index. Initially, I sent a video out in the day. Let me just hide this here. You can see I sent a video in this day. I don't know why it's not loading, but essentially what I was looking at, it loads just up to here right now. So I don't know what I did when I uploaded. I probably won't ever do that again. But what I was anticipating was this, was we had this nice imbalance fill. You can see the respect there. And I figured that, hey, this will probably come back up down to here, okay, to take this out before we start seeing any upside. Now, in that video, I also say that there is the potential that we get a failure to create a lower low here, right where it is, failure to create a lower low, which means that these are all weak highs, which means that this can come dig up somewhere into this level. Now, both options are on the table at this point, and that's essentially all I said. And then I talked about how EU, let me just go over here. You'll see right here. Okay, so EU, I said these are my main areas I'm looking at. Would love to see EU come down to from this imbalance, taking out the S&R liquidity. Okay, so S&R liquidity here, come up from this imbalance up here on the 30 to come back down into this level. So that's exactly what I was anticipating. And then you can see that we get that nice response from here and it starts going down. And I said, didn't get my lower time frame entry, it's fine though. And so honestly, I thought that it was going to go down from here now. Like I was convinced at the time. I see why I was wrong, but I was convinced at the time that, listen, we have this order block here. We took out some highs here, not any significant highs here, right? This was another significant high up here, but this one we took out, we swept, we broke back under right here. However, what I should have been looking at was that this is now the break in structure, or sorry, that was the sweep. We have a break in structure right here. Now this should be used as inducement to come take out this level. Right, this was the fundamental flaw of my day-to-day, which was kind of an easy thing to avoid. I just got so sucked in on the lower timeframes here, where I was like, nope, this is it. This candle, it's going to mitigate this wick, and it's going to continue down in this with the structure, which it could have done. It could have done, to be fair. However, we're in this support resistance liquidity level. We took out these equal lows. There's a nice little order block here on the smaller time frame. Would not be surprised to come manipulate and then come back down. Now, it was also the timing. Okay, the timing, I think we still haven't had any sweep yet, and I'll show you on the lower time frames instead of just trying to point it out here. But yeah, so you can see here, this is how it ended up playing out. I entered in this fair value gap here. I entered literally right in this level right there, entered right at the top of the wick. I saw it. I saw the reaction. I was like, boom, okay, look, it's going to go down from here, right? And then I ended up being the inducement, or being the liquidity today. And so I entered it right here. It went down. I was up about 1R. And then we got this response back up. Had I been aware that this is a potential inducement, right, because we had this break, I would have definitely been much more aggressive on my position here to take profit, or sorry, not take profit, to move my stop to break even, because I would have known that this is the more likely potential to get up into this 3,500 zone, right? 13500s before that down move. You can see that there was a nice imbalance here on the 1 hour, and we finally get up into that with this candle here. Okay, look at the timing as well. It's like basically right at 9 a.m. Okay, so between 8:30 and 9, we got that last sweep of an intermediate high, and then we started kind of falling down. So yeah, just frustrating. And then there was like 1,000,001 entries on the way down too, and I was just so like pissed off that I just missed the first one, or that I got stopped out, because I was like, oh, like this was such an easy setup, And then I missed GU. I missed GU actually right here. Again, it was in the same level. I was looking at both of them to go short, and I was going to take them both, but I just got a little twisted today, a little in my head. So just one of those days. Just got to relax a bit and come back swinging tomorrow. But the idea, the analysis was all on point. Just have to be a little bit tighter on the execution. As you can see, this was the other entry I missed, by the way. So there was one here, and then there was another one there for my personal trading strategy. And so you can see here that this was actually a market maker sell model right here. You can go back test that yourself, but just want to point that out. What else do we have, guys? What else do we have? Yeah, so it came back into here. And then at this point, yeah, this is where GU was as well. I'm like, yep, GU did exactly what we said in the video as well. I said that, look, I wanted to see this part get hit and then start coming down to 7,520 and then 3,550s at New York high. So if it can get down to there, that'd be a sick one. And so these were the targets I put on during that video. But yeah, and then I said at the end of the day, I said, listen, if I'm looking for continuations up, so I said, look, these looking at two potential options right now. So I was anticipating one of the two things to happen, either London holds, and this was the low probability one. If you go into the chat, you'll see this is what I was saying. I said my first option is to see this down to here. Okay. But just pretend like I didn't say that. That's fine. It doesn't matter to me if you believe me or not, because ultimately it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. But yeah, you can see price coming down, and I said, okay, it's either we're going to hold this, right, and maintain structure. The only thing that I didn't like about this one was that we had a failure to create a higher high here. We had London high still intact, like nothing here. There was no sweep, no nothing. And so what I figured was that these lows were going to get attacked because it was the weak low. Now that this failed, then this turns into the weak low, right? And yeah, and so that's why this was my number one. But I said, if it breaks down here, it's very unlikely that we're going to come break up now. Like, I think that for now, I think if we break up here, we're going to come back up into somewhere around here, and then probably continue down to finish off what we were saying from the beginning of the week, which is the 12800 figure and then 12500 for EU. We want to see these numbers get hit. So let's see if that happens for the rest of the week. And Monday locked in the high of the week, and now the rest of the week is going to continue down. So I can see that happening. Yeah, just unfortunate. Just a little bummed out. And you can see, yeah, we got that nice response right from that order block, anticipating that pullback back up into the range here. But you can see here, there's a nice little order block here. It rinsed through it. So would not be surprised. Like, now looking back in hindsight, this is all hindsight right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if this were to hold right here, reject. And because, see, we front run the 13050s. Okay, we front run that. We just hit that order block. Wouldn't be surprised if it comes back into it like that. So that's what I would be anticipating, to be honest, at this point. And yeah, that was it. I think that was it for the day. Like I said, just early on that sell, missed the re-entry there. Again, personally want to see the SNR liquidity rinse before looking for longs. Boom, and then yeah, that was as anticipated. GU hit its target, and yeah, that was it. That was it for that. Okay, so let's go on to what I was anticipating, or what we could have seen here on dollar index day. Like I said, I was anticipating that we were going to get this downside first. Like, I genuinely was, because of where we were when I first started the video. Price was within this candle here, and I thought that, okay, we hit this imbalance on the 1 hour, we respected it, and now we're going to go search for some liquidity down here. It just failed. It just couldn't break it, and so now it had to come back up. And that was one of the options for the video, or that I posted in the video today. If I go down to the 15-minute, you can see here, yeah, we failed, and then we had that price coming back in right here, and then we start ripping, and now we're back up into really the only point of interest that I see if price is going to continue down. This is the last point of interest I see. And you can see here that we have major sweeps on liquidity here. 1, 2, potentially 3 sweeps on liquidity going into, I think it's a 10-minute. Yeah, 10-minute point of interest right here. So I would not be surprised if this starts coming down from here, to be honest. Would not be surprised at all. But yeah, like I still think that this is a potential. It depends on what happens right here. If this is going to come back down to here to take out these lows, right, then it's probably going to happen from this level. If not, then it'll probably just do what we said at the beginning of the week in the recap video or in the top-down analysis video, which you can go check out. But we were saying that price was probably going to be making it up to the 96,500 level based on the higher time frame. But the 4-hour still looked like it had potential to dig back deep into here first before going up. But the idea was upside, right? The idea is that, yes, it looks like dollar index is going to be climbing this week. So all good. Let's go into Euro US dollar here. Let's go to a Wanda because I don't have any markings on it. Yeah, let's just see what we were looking at today. So first of all, it started out on the 1 hour, right here. You can see there was a nice fair value gap right here. Okay, fair value gap. We took some liquidity out of some of these high, well, not that one there, but this nice big wicked candle right there. We took that high, some liquidity. We had a very inefficient leg. That's why I was anticipating that price was at least, at very, very least, going to be coming back down into this level. Okay, you can see we got a reaction off it, couldn't sustain, so it continued down to where? To this level. Okay, which was a second option of what I was anticipating. I honestly didn't think that we were going to make it down there today, but that's fine. Okay, I was actually looking at this because of the daily cycle. Okay, because we have Asian consolidation, we have a sweep, we come back up like this. I thought we were going to come back down to here and continue back up, whereas 36.50 was going to be the high of the day. That's what I said in the chat. However, the timing was off, right? As this I would have liked to see happen. I would have liked to see this come down in here. That's why I shorted when I did, because I wanted to see down here to go long. What ended up happening was it takes out this intermediary high, comes right into a level of interest right there. That's when we would be anticipating the longs to happen. But now it's up in a point of interest where it's presenting for shorts. So at this point, my bias changed. It was at this point, right? I had a buy bias throughout the day. I said I wanted to short back down to here to see if we can get a long. But you can see it failed right here. Went to collect more orders, hit this point of interest, boom. Then you get the big move down. And that's when I changed my bias to more bearish. I changed my bias to more bearish, and I was looking at this and then this to be filled. So just is what it is. Is what it is. Let's go to 15-minute. I'll show you guys what's good. Okay, so again, this is what I marked off here, right? The hidden base. But you can see, like, oh man, this just pains me to see now, honestly, because it's so clear where we had a sweep, break in structure right here. Inducement right here. Yeah, just a little frustrating, to be honest, because this is just a bread and butter setup, you know, bread and butter setup, and I just squandered it today. And it's just, those are the more, I don't care losing. It's not the losing part that bothers me. It's when you have an A+ setup that you can, you know, it's potential, you know, 10R, 20R, and you just squander it based off of breaking your rules and stuff like that. That's what pisses me off, you know. So it's all good though. It's all good. We bounce back. If I just turn off the kill zone session right here, you can see here, if I just go right, just get the bodies here. Look at that, right up into that pocket, right up into that hidden order block. And then if you were tracking it on this time frame, what do you see? Your last up candle gets engulfed. Okay, you see that there, right? Where that becomes your order block, swap liquidity. Then we have another fair value gap there. Boom, right there. There's your first target, or you can really just target this whole thing, this whole fair value gap. But I was looking at this because this was the last up candle. We ran through it very cleanly. So I thought we were going to get a reaction off there. We ended up getting like a 20 pip reaction, I think. Oh, no, sorry. Where was it? That was the 20 pip reaction. Oh, was it off here? Yeah, I think it was off of here. Yeah, basically a 20 pip reaction. And yeah, that was basically it though. That's what I was kind of anticipating. And it just worked out beautifully. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for the people that took it, I'm super proud of everyone that took it. But yeah, this was an easy trade for me, guys. And I just completely squandered it. So is what it is. But let's see, we have this high right here. Boom, we get up into, we see that turn. Where did it turn from? Well, we have these equal lows right here. Okay, equal lows. It comes into this order block that swept liquidity to the left. And there you go. That's why it went up from there. However, what I saw was this. I saw that we mitigated perfectly off of this imbalance here. You use that. I was thinking that was a little bit of an inducement. You can see we had this corrective structure right here, right? This really choppy correction. We have impulse up, grab liquidity, bring back down. I thought at that point, I was like, yes, like this is it. So I entered actually right directly off of this, like that, which again, it's not that bad of a trade, to be honest. It's just, there's no inducement. Like there's no nice inducement. Whereas this one was a clear inducement. We clearly had a point of interest up here. So ultimately what I should have done, even if I did take this, I should have just been, I should have split my risk up and just had another position up here instead. Okay. So yeah, that was my bad. It's all good. Let's go 4 minute. You can see here. That's not what I meant to do. So yeah, we take out these equal lows, right? Take out these equal lows into this level. Was there any, there wasn't really any entry unless you just had a limit down here and you put your stop there, which again, 3 pips, that's fine. You could have taken it up. Yeah, so I got the response there was up. How much was I up in profit here? Not too much. Yeah, 4.5 pips or 4 pips, sorry, and 3 pips. So I was just up 1R, right? And then, yeah, it came back up, stopped me out, no worries. Then what I should have done is I should have been much more adamant on sticking with the trade. I was just a little bit frustrated with my analysis, and so when it was up here, I was just like, no, I'm just gonna get I'm gonna just get off the charts for a little bit, and then I updated it when it was down here. I was like, shit, I should just stayed on. All good though. But yeah, this is it. It just comes right back up. This is a nice market maker sell model right here, and mitigates out of that position. So realistically, yeah, the entry could have been based off of that, after that 30-minute, right? What was it? Right, 30-minute structure here, where this is your strong high, weak low, inducement. We have a nice hidden base right there. Everything else was mitigated above it. So this really should be fine to take. And even just that, like that's a 2.6 pip stop, right? We don't even have to go down on the smaller timeframes to even refine that. Like that could have just been that. Now, if I wanted to just wait to see what would happen here, again, just to show you the position story before I go, I would probably have taken majority of my position, or I would have, at the 300 level or the 280. I believe it was the 280 level that I brought it up in the group. I said, hey, if I was holding this short, I would be out majority right here. Why? Because this is precisely where is it? Where is it? Yeah, right here. You can see that this is where those candles started, right? Those last down candles. So if it's going to or hold price, it's probably going to be from in and around here. And so I just said 280 to front run it. So I said, if I were in this position, I would take majority of my position out right here. And then it ended up rocking all the way down to this imbalance fill. So that's good. You know, we have London low here. Great, great opportunity that was. Now, if you didn't enter in that, you could have entered in this one right here, or at least based on my rules, right? I have a nice little fair value gap right here. It's on the 5 minute, I think it is. Yeah. 5 minute fair value gap right at that 50% is that beginning of that order block. So I could have definitely entered right there. I could have put my stop just above here. Again, another 4 pips. So I could have entered at the top. I could have entered here, and then I could have entered again right here personally. And I like this one because if you look on the 1 minute of the last one here, you can see that there's a nice intermediary high right here, or intermediate high, sorry. Nice intermediate high. We have this swing point right here. So this is beautiful. Again, it's only, you don't have to put your stop all the way up here even. Realistically, it shouldn't get above this wick up here, right? You should be able to sustain that. Let's see if there's any confirmation of that. Sorry, let me go in the, is there any imbalance or whatever? Yeah, like realistically, price shouldn't even get up above that. So you could have even just taken that nice inducement above there. Look at that, you have your hidden base like that. Okay, right at all at that same level. So could have easily taken this trade. Again, I would have put on a 2 pip stop at least. And then, yeah, that was it. First take profit was hit. And then you would have, obviously, if you were holding it deep, you would have been able to smash that as well. So there were plenty of opportunities along the way down, but that was it. I hope you guys got some clarity and you see why I went wrong, right? I was the inducement here. I fell for the inducement right here. On the 15-minute, it's super clear, right? Like or to me, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's probably an inducement right there. And we have a nice imbalance up there. On the 30-minute, it wasn't so clear for me. Like when it was down here, I was like, oh, like we just filled up this inducement, or we just filled up majority of it. And then we have this order block right here. It's projecting off of, like, this is perfect. Like I thought we were just going to get maybe something like this and then come back down to start tagging this quick before we could look for long setups for the 8:39 o'clock time, but just didn't happen that way. Ended up, if we just go by the bar, you can see it went straight up. Then the next one tagged. And at this point was where I should have been a little bit more adamant for longs or short, sorry, right? Now that I have my inducement, I have my high there. This is my weak low. So we can go into smaller time frames to start to wait for our setups here, right? Again, if you wanted to just take the wick there, you could see, there you go. There's your wick. It'll probably just mitigate that and run. You can see, there you go. There's your sweet break in structure. There was something going on right here too. Don't want to give it all away, but you can see right there could have been an amazing opportunity to go short right there. Boom. Okay. And then this would have been your minimum target, that weak low, and then probably running right back down to here at the 68 would have been mine, but I would have just rounded it up again to 80. That. Then that's it. Right. Then we get it. Boom. There's your trade for today. So lots to learn, lots to develop on. And yeah, I just hope to be, oh, Jesus, almost broke my desk. Just hope to be better tomorrow and learn from my mistakes. And so that's what I'm going to do today, and study a little bit, just keep reiterating this in my mind and go for my A+ setups, see where I went wrong, and keep growing. So I hope you guys got some value out of this. And again, I apologize for the low mood, just a little bit frustrated from it today. So just gotta go relax a little bit, and then I'll be back tomorrow. All right. Cheers, guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support and everything. Appreciate you all. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.